When handling food, you must take all practical measures to ensure any part of your body, including what you are wearing, does not contaminate food or any surface that is likely to come into contact with food. This also applies to ready-to-eat food. Ensure your clothing is as clean as possible at all times. Do not sneeze, blow, cough, or eat over unprotected food or surfaces likely to come into contact with food. Do not spit, smoke, or use tobacco or similar preparations in areas in which food is handled, and do not urinate or defecate except in a toilet. Hands must always be washed before starting any food preparation or handling any utensils, crockery, or cutlery, after a break, after smoking, immediately after visiting the toilet, after using a tissue and blowing your nose, after handling dirty containers or garbage, when switching from handling uncooked foods to ready-to-eat foods. All raw foods can be a possible source of infection. After touching any part of your body with your hands while preparing food, after using chemicals for cleaning, between changing gloves, after handling dirty dishes, after changing nappies, and after touching animals. Hands should be washed for at least 20 seconds in warm soapy water. Use a dispensable liquid soap, making sure you rinse well. As wet hands encourage bacteria, hands should be dried thoroughly using a single-use paper towel or an air dryer. Hands should be washed in the hand wash facility provided in the kitchen. It is important that warm water, soap and paper towel are provided at all times. If the water is warm, then it encourages longer hand washing practices. Food handling gloves. Avoid handling ready-to-eat food with your bare hands. Always use clean gloves, tongs, or spoons. Ready-to-eat foods are foods that are not going to be cooked or reheated before being eaten. Things like sandwiches, cakes, salads, cold meats, cheeses, etc. When wearing gloves, you must wash your hands before putting on the gloves. Wash your hands when changing gloves. Put on clean gloves when changing jobs. Change gloves at least once every hour. Change your gloves whenever they become contaminated. Change your gloves if they become torn. Change gloves and wash your hands if you use a tissue to sneeze or blow your nose. Gloves are only to be worn for single use. They must be changed when going from one procedure to another or after 1 hour of the same preparation practice. It is important that gloves do not handle money, then food. Never reuse gloves. Some people wear gloves when handling raw foods to protect themselves. If you have a cut on your hand, you must cover the cut with a coloured band-aid. Then cover the band-aid with a food handling glove at all times. If wounds cannot be covered, you are not to work in a food preparation area.
People think that if they wash their hands at the toilet, that's okay, but they forget that a lot of people don't wash their hands, so by the time they've passed all those doorknobs and got back into the kitchen, their hands would be contaminated. And that's why it's mandatory to have a hand wash basin accessible for the staff to wash their hands when they enter the catering area. And to wash your hands, it's got to be done properly. It's at least 20 seconds, and most people don't realise what 20 seconds is. So I get them to sing happy birthday twice, which sounds a bit silly, but that's the time frame, and it's quite a long time when you think about it.